So I promised that I would do one of these. I'm just going to show you how to offset in Inkscape, and then I'll show you how to offset in Silhouette Studio. This can work with any font. You'll see that I have an obnoxious amount of fonts. I always lock my aspect, so I just like to work at a bigger screen. I work off of shortcuts and short keys, so Control K will make this a path, and you can see that at the bottom. For whatever reason, Inkscape is weird, and it groups it after you make it a path. So Control Shift G will ungroup, and then you're back to a path. The only other thing that I will say between Inkscape and loading things into Design Space, I've learned you have to, and this is going to be weird, object to path, even though it says no objects, and then union, and then object to path again. It'll just make everything flow. You won't end up with the weird gaps when you load it into Design Space. Control D duplicates it, and then you can do an offset one of two ways. I do Control and then the right parenthesis, and normally one is good, one button push, I guess you could call it, is good, and it's pretty much how I like my offset, so I'll just change this to a different color to show you. Control A will highlight both, and then you can just align them. And that's how I do my offset in Inkscape. Another way, Control D will duplicate this again. I'll move over a little bit. You can do path dynamic offset, and it gives you this little nub here, or node to grab, and you can go and do it that way. I've learned, as you can see, that's going to be obnoxious to try and cut. So when you're done, Control K, make it a path, and then kind of zoom in. If you double click on it, it's going to show you where all your nodes are. So anywhere you see this in the middle, you want to get rid of that. If this is how you want, if you want one big layer for your base color, you want to delete all these on the inside. The rest will just cut as you see it. Oh, there was another one. Zooming in and all that. So you just make sure, and then click on it, make sure it says path down at the bottom. I'll zoom out, change this color, bring it up to the front, and make sure we're centered, duplicate this real quick, and then that's pretty much how to do an offset in Inkscape for Design Space. And there's two different ways. You can do the Control and the right parentheses to get to the big flat layer, and it's completely up to you, and I'll show you that they load in Design Space. Obviously, you can tell I did it before, just to make sure. And there's no weird lines, no gaps, and we're good. So, insert, what did I do? Oh. And then you're good to cut. So obviously when you hit, if you were to hit make it now, it would do, what? These two would end up on the same mat. This would be a different mat, that would be a different mat. So it's however you want to cut it, whatever colors. Now I'll show you in Silhouette Studio. Still learning this one. So I'm just gonna type out my name. Open my text. Let's see. Let's go. Let's do. Oh no, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. let's do a different. I'll show you that it works with all kinds of things. Let's do Black Friday. Okay, so I'm going to weld, make compound path. Again, I like to work bigger so I can see it. I'm going to duplicate it so I can show you another thing. And then you're going to open your offset option and then hit offset. The good thing in Silhouette is you have an option to make it however big you want. That you can see would be just a plain solid background. And then you can square your corners or round your corners. And the bigger you go, you know, obviously. So there's that. And then I'll actually show you too. Yeah, I like it. So apply. And then, oh goodness, I forgot. Make compound path. And there's your offset. Easier in Silhouette. I just got Business Edition, so I'm still learning. But another plus for Silhouette is you can do an internal offset. And I kind of like that. So we'll hit apply. And oh goodness. Control Z. Make compound path. Okay, so I will open my colors here and just pick some random colors. Not quite sure why I can't click on that one. So we'll send that backwards. Oh, I did have it clicked. Goodness. Maybe not. Try this again. Let's go black. And then just line it up. Obviously my lines are still red. So you would just want to go in to your line color and either make it, you know, the same color, or you can no line color. And then I'll show you. Let's do black, and then we'll change the color of the fill to black. And you have two different ways to do an offset. If you just want slight color to your name or whatever it is you're doing. But it does work with shapes. So we'll just draw a random shape and compound path or convert to path. Open your offset tab, offset, and again you can go as big or as small as you want. Square corners, rounded corners, completely up to you. You hit apply and you're left with your offset, and you can fill in the colors the same way as you did before. And it's the same with Inkscape. We'll just draw a random circle. Make sure it's a path first. Duplicate it, and then, you know, control and the right parenthesis will get you that offset. Or you can do the dynamic offset like we did before. But it's probably the easiest way that I know how. I'm horrible at explaining things and giving directions, so I apologize if nobody understands me. But if you have any questions or comments, I'm happy to help in any way that I can. Shoot me a message or comment below, and I will try my best to help everyone that I can.